Hello, in continuation with the Voices lecture, this is the third and last video of Voices. In our previous classes, we came to know about voices and types of voices and how tenses can be changed from active voice to passive voice and what are the changes in a sentence when it is converted from active voice to passive voice, and some other important things we came to know about tense voices is explained in lecture 1 and 2, and this is the third and last lecture about voices. And let me have a quick recap on voices. Here, again, voices are two types. They are active voice and passive voice. Voice means the sound which is produced through vocal cords, and the definition for voices can be given like this is an active voice. And if an action is done and denoted by the same subject is called active voice. Example, Rama killed Ravana. And in a similar way, we can have a definition for passive voice, the action which is done by the subject and denoted by subject and denoted by object. Done by the subject, denoted by the object. Ravana was killed by Rama. There is one example for passive voice. And here, when we are changing sentence from direct active voice to passive voice, the changes may happen in the place of subject, the place of object, and verb and helping verb preposition. And these are the four changes that we can able to find in any of the sentence from active voice to passive voice. So one example is given here: Rama killed Ravana. Ravana was killed by Rama. Active and passive voices. The sentence pattern is subject, verb to object. Active voice. Passive voice is object plus be plus verb 3 plus by plus subject is the pattern for passive voice. So whenever we changing active voice to passive voice, subject will become object, object will become subject, and verb should be in past participle, and we need to use appropriate be form, depends on tense, time, we need to use the tense. Then after that, a preposition, probably 90% cases by should be the preposition, and then usually like subject will be the last one. So in such a way, we can able to change any of the active voice into passive voice. Then here, what can be changed from active voice to passive voice? So often we would be getting it out. What can be changed? How we can able to change? The change is very different. Like it, we can able to change any of the sentence. We can able to change any of the present tense, past tense, future tense, or imperative, declarative, or any sort of sentence can be able to change from active voice to passive voice. Then after this, and here, one of the slide has given here about that, what we can able to change from active voice to passive voice. Tenses, all the tenses can be changed from active voice to passive voice. Assertive sentences, imperative sentences, interrogative sentences, double object sentence, and modal auxiliary sentences can be changed from active voice to passive voice. In such a way, all these, right? Then let's we have a glance. If we are changing any of the sentence from active voice to passive voice, the basic change we can find in the subject part. The subject is changing. Like if it is pronoun, personal pronoun, it is changing. I is changing as me, we is changing as us, you remains as you, he is changing as him in passive voice, she is changing as her in passive voice, it remains as it in passive voice, and finally they is changing as them in passive voice. And these are the observable changes from active voice to passive voice in the case of only subject. And some of the tenses which, if we change tenses from active voice to passive voice, here is given simple present tense. How simple present tense can be changed from active voice to passive voice. Simple present tense example is given here. Rama writes letter. A letter is written by Rama is an active voice, and in the same way, simple past tense, Rama wrote letter. Rama wrote a letter. A letter was written by Rama. Then after simple past tense, we can see future tense is also there. Rama will write a letter. A letter will be written by Rama. Then continuous, present continuous, and past continuous are also explained here. Rama is writing a letter. A letter is being written by Rama. Rama was writing a letter. A letter was being written by Rama, like present and past continuous. There is no passive form for future continuous. Present perfect tense. Like here, present perfect tense. Example is Rama has written a letter. A letter has been written by Rama will become the present perfect tense active voice and passive voice, and past perfect tense active voice. Rama had written a letter. A letter had been written by Rama. And future perfect tense example is Rama will have written a letter. A letter will have been written by Rama will become the tense passive form. Then here, if we watch, all the tenses are only active forms, and all of them have passive forms except for present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, and future continuous. Except these four tenses, all the tenses have active and passive voices. And in the case of tenses, all these 8 tenses have positive and negative form. Even all the negative sentences can also be changed into passives. For example, Rama writes letter is the present positive. Negative sentence is Rama does not write a letter will be the negative one. And this negative sentence, Rama does not write a letter, can also be changed into passive form. Like a letter is not written by Rama. Letter is not, but not does not, is not written by Rama. The similar way, Rama did not write a letter, past tense, simple past tense. It too has a passive form. A letter was not written by Rama. Rama will not write a letter, present tense. Future, simple future tense, negative form. It too has its passive form. A letter will not be written by Rama will be the passive form. So like every sentence has its passive form also. Negative sentences, interrogative sentences, even interrogative sentences are also there. How we changed with simple. That depends on where the position of it depends on that position, you can able to change all the interrogative sentences into the passive voices. And double object sentences are also there, how those can be changed into passive voices, and imperative sentences can be changed into passive voices. Like here we have some of the examples for some of the sentences, how we can able to change them into passive voices. Let's see here, I teach him English. I teach him English. It has two objects. In such cases, how we can able to write it? We can write it in two ways. English is taught to him by me is one. He is taught English by me is also one of the sentence. Double objects, so whichever the object you have depends only tense change, how we change tense is depends on that. We can able to change the double object depends on tense, you convert into appropriate tense and you change it. Just you forget about the second part, the latter part of the sentence. I teach him English. I teach him. This is only the sentence first. Then you can convert. He is taught by me. Right? This is a sentence. He is taught English by me will be the sentence. If we are starting with English, I teach English is a sentence. Then English is taught is the original non passive form. To him by me is addition only. So if we just can able to concentrate on the basic part of conversion, the latter part is very easy to convert. An active passive voice sentences with infinite too. Sometimes infinite is also there. Those infinite sentences can be able to change into passive voice, but it is somewhat very different. One example is given here. She is to write an essay. An essay is to be written by her. She is to write. This is simple present tense. She is to write an essay. She is to write a poem. She is to sing a song. Okay, she is to. Then we can able to convert. An essay is to be written by her. Like depends on the tense, we can able to change it very easily. And here is some other type of sentence is also there. That is sometime close imperative sentences. How imperative sentences can be changed from active voice to passive voice, we'll be coming to know here. One is here. Close the door. Here only two are there. Close is the verb. The door is an object. That nothing but you close the door. This is the sentence. So when it is imperative sentence, we need to write in passive voice with let. Let object. Let the door be closed. Let the door be closed. Or object plus should be plus third form of the verb. The door should be closed. This is also one of the pattern. Let the door be closed, or the door should be closed. And any one of the pattern we can able to choose. We have if it is an order, you are requested to close the door if it is requested. Order, let the door, your order to close the door. This is if it is order. Sometime let object main verb object is also there. Sometime let me close the door. Let plus object plus be plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Let the door be closed by me. Let the door be closed by me. This is the sentence, imperative sentence. How we are changing imperative sentence from active voice to passive voice. Active and passive voice is negative imperative sentences. Don't sometimes we can use don't close the door. Negative imperative sentences. In such cases, how we can write, let the door not be closed. Don't close the door. Let the door not be closed. Close the door is positive. Don't close the door is the negative one. In such cases, let the door not be closed, or let the door should not be closed will be the next passive form for that one. Here, sometimes active voice and passive voice modals are also we are using modals in active voice, like may, should, might, would, must, etc. In such cases, if we have those modals, how we are changing those sentences into passive voice, that we see 2-3 examples given here, how we are changing those. Convert into voice, passive voice, same as relative, future tense, and past tense, or future tense. How we change it in such a way we can able to change very easily. But I not bother about that. Same pattern. Those 4 changes will happen here, and that's all. He should follow traffic rules. Same as simple future tense. Traffic rules followed by him. He should follow traffic rules. Traffic rules. This is object. So start with the traffic rules should follow, should be followed by him. He may not have done the work. The work is an object. So same as a negative sentence. The work may not have been done by him. In such a way, very simply we can able to convert into passive. Sometimes we can, if you come is also, if is all, sorry, some of the sentences which are starting with the helping verbs. In such cases, we can able to convert them by using if or whether. If it is starting with helping verb, simply we can convert it into passive voice. And the last one which is here is passive voice with ought to. Passive is ought to. Ought we to follow rules. Ought the rules. So remain. Ought is always remains in the first place. Ought the rules. Here the rules are object. So ought the rules be followed by us. We need not mention by us. Ought the rules be followed is also suggestible answer. Just you keep and practice on sentences which are on depends on tenses. If you practice based on tenses, you can able to solve any sort of active voice into passive voice very easily, and that is the basic pattern. And first let's lecture what I have shown. I have shown you that is the basic one. With that you can able to do lot of good work, and you can able to solve any sort of active voice into passive voice and vice versa. When we are translating any of the sentence from passive voice to active voice, you just what are the changes we made from active voice to passive voice, you just delete the changes. Like you bring the subject object place by, you remove by, bring the subject into object place and object into subject place, and be is written in third form. For example, was written will become was written will become wrote. Like very simple. Other thing, remove by, then automatically it will become the active voice very easily. For example, let's we convert one sentence from passive voice to active voice. Cricket is played by Rama. This is the passive voice. How we can able to convert into active voice? Cricket is played by Rama. This is continuous tense, present continuous tense. Here, present continuous tense is like this. This is the pattern. A letter is being written by Rama. Cricket is being played by Rama. So is being will become is and verb continuous. Played will become playing. Is playing. Who is playing? Rama is playing. Rama is playing cricket. That's we changed Rama into cricket place, cricket into Rama's place. So in such a way, what how we changed active voice into passive voice, and what are the changes we brought in active voice sentence, in a similar way those changes could cut in passive voice to bring it into active voice. That you keep in mind, and you can able to convert any of the sentence into passive voice, and you follow all these rules. With that you can able to change any of the active voice into passive voice, or any passive voice into active voice. And thanks for listening patiently, watching my channel. Meet you in the next class with some other finest lecture. Thank you.